Hello. This is the Smile Revolution. And I am, well, you can see at the bottom of the screen who I am, also known as Mindy Fradkin. We raise awareness to the healing power of a genuine smile. The Dalai Lama said that's 16 kinds of smiles. Well, actually, under these masks these days in the pandemic, you can't really see anybody smile. However, unless you're not wearing a mask. Right now, I'm not wearing a mask, obviously, because I'm on my show by myself with Tiggy, my cat. However, you can still see somebody smile in their eyes, their eyebrows, their eyebrows. You can uplift your eyebrows and you can wave. You can still be friendly, right? So anyway, welcome to my show. If this is your first time watching, this is my 80th show since first lockdown. Well, we're in New York here, but we're not in lockdown, but I know some places in the world are. So now I'm going to have to say first lockdown, mid-March. And I'm going to start with the Smile Revolution song, just a little excerpt of it that I wrote with Roland Musa, my husband, my ex-husband. And so I'll just start with just a little portion. Smile, 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 a simple smile will do. Smile, 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 it comes back to you. So don't forget to smile. Now, I forget to smile sometimes too, but sometimes you have to smile at me to remind me to smile, right? Well, some people I know smile all the time, but I didn't grow up smiling all the time. So I'm just still in the process of learning how to smile more. How about you? Well, anyway, in a pandemic, I'm not saying it's easy, but we have to focus on the good and magnify the good. And there's always a silver lining in any situation. And there's a lot of wonderful things that have been unfolding in my life, including this show, which I was working on developing a TV show for the Smile Revolution years ago. And I had a radio show and smile concerts, and we've been writing smile songs over the years, Roland and I and other friends, Laura Molitor and Ingrid Helt. And I have a whole album of smile songs, actually. So, so it's been a 15-year project. When I saw my dad for the last time in the hospital, he gave me a big grin, and that smile changed my life for the better. And that's how this whole project started in 2005. So let's see here. Today, we're going to be talking about the healing power of music, and I'm baking my award-winning coffee cake. I actually did win an award, second place in a bake-off where I live. We had chocolate cake won first place. Well, most people really like chocolate, and I like to make chocolate cakes and brownies and chocolate chip cookies. But I also like coffee cake. Do you? I love homemade coffee cakes. I found this really easy recipe. Anybody can make this. I'm telling you, it's super easy. So let's see. And also, I'm going to be playing Beck's, B-E-C-C-X. I don't know why wait a minute. Something's supposed to be playing on the bottom here. Well, it's okay. It's all right. There was a banner that was supposed to be playing, but wait a minute. Let me just see if I can get it on show here. Okay, there you go. Okay, so Beck's, B-E-C-C-S, you'll see it down there. I love this song, and it's just kind of soothing, and I just felt like playing it today. And I just told her I wasn't planning. I wasn't sure what I was going to play. I usually promote a musician, people who I know or know of, or people through my musical connections. So, because you have to get permission to use these songs. So anyway, I'm going to play her song in a bit. And I usually tell a story about my life. Now, not always, but I usually do. And what came to me today was years ago, a friend of mine who I was working with said she wanted to write a TV show about me, and it was called Anything Can Happen. So that's my story of my life. Anything can happen. Years ago when I was working in the Smile Revolution, my friend Sammy in Woodstock said he heard Pete Seeger talking about how can we help the world. And he said something about smiling. And he told me that. And then not that far late, probably that summer, I ended up meeting Roland Musa in Woodstock, and he knew Pete. And he said, and I had a radio show, and he said, you deserve help. and I'm going to get Pete Seeger and Richie Havens and Dave Merriman on your radio show. So anyway, so see, anything can happen with me. Okay, so I think that I'm going to start baking. Okay, well, actually, somebody wants to say hello. Gumby wanted to say hello and give you a big hug and a smile. At any moment, you can have a Gumby and you can have a big smile. Okay, now, okay, so this recipe, I hope this is my first time doing it on stream on this program. I think you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it's called Quick Delicious Coffee Cake. Now, should I play that song for you? I think, hopefully you can hear me talking over the song. I'm going to play it now. It's just really great. Can you hear it? Okay. All right, now, I'm doubling the recipe. I'm going to do a cup of sugar. I already put the butter in. And if anybody wants the recipe, I can post it. Okay, so I'm going to do a cup of sugar because I'm doing enough for 12 people, 12 servings. When you're not here. Okay, I'm doing a cup. I can water the plant you gave to me. Okay, so 1 cup of sugar, and I put in a half a cup of butter melted. Okay, and then we're doing 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I can count the sheep till you lay next to me. Okay, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. By the sea. And 2 eggs. I'm doing 2 eggs. And I already did my 2 eggs, and there was a shell. Make sure there's no shells in your eggs. I always seem to have a shell in my egg, and I have to take it out. Okay, so then we're gonna do 1 1/4 cups of milk, and I use oat milk. It tastes like real milk, and I love oat milk, and it's gluten free if you're gluten free. 2/3. Wait a minute. Okay, so 2/3. All right, wait a second. When you're not here, I can pass the time already. When this song's over, I'll be reading some quotes and stuff too about the healing power of music. Okay, now 3 cups of flour. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. This is one of my measuring cups. I've got pretty flowers. All right, 3 cups. I can be a child back home by the sea. All right, let's see. 1. By the sea. Yep. All right, now, okay, half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Yeah, okay. All right, I've already preheated the oven to 375. 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 4 teaspoons. Wait a minute. 4 teaspoons. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm almost out of baking powder. Make sure before you bake that you have enough of the ingredients because, wait a second, it says comments. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I can't even see my comments. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so make sure you have all your ingredients before you start baking. Okay. I almost ran out of baking powder just now. I barely got through it. Okay, now Okay, so that's it. That's all we do. And then I'm going to do the topping after. Okay, so now, wait a second. Yeah, so that's it. And then the topping, you need brown sugar, flour, cinnamon, and melted butter. So I'm going to stir this up really good. And then, okay, see, it's just, well, it's just, I have to stir it. Okay, then I'm going to put it in a pan, which I already put parchment paper. I used parchment paper on the bottom. So I parchment paper and I sprayed it on the sides too with canola oil spray. And then we're going to bake it for, let's just see. And then I'm going to, halfway through, somebody told me this tip. Halfway through, I'm going to put the coating on top, the crust, the topping when it's halfway through. Okay, so it's 25 minutes. Sprinkle the coffee cake topping halfway through. So like about 12 minutes in, I'm going to put that on top. Okay, so we're going to do 25 minutes total. See how easy it is? I'm telling you, it's like the easiest thing in the world. Okay, I hope you liked Beck's song. It's very like soothing, and also the music video on YouTube is great because she's by the sea. You could hear that she's literally at the sea filming it, and I like hearing the waves and everything, especially now, and anything that's like soothing, right? Okay, so we got that done, and I'm going to put this in. You want to stir it really good, and because you don't want to have like flour on the bottom that you didn't stir in. If you don't bake a lot, sometimes that happens if you don't stir well enough. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to put this in a minute. Okay, now the next thing we're doing is, and then I'm going to get to my quotes and other things. Okay, now I'll read you some stuff that's uplifting. Okay. Now the next part is 2/3 of a cup times 2 of brown sugar. Now I already put the butter in. It's 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Okay. And then we're going to do, wait, hold it 1 second. Wait, I need my measuring cup. Where's my other measure? Here it is. Okay, my other measuring cup. Oh, wait, I'll do that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do, wait a minute. Okay, hold it 1 second. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to do 2/3 of a cup. And when you do brown sugar, you have to pack it down. Sorry, if somebody's making any comments, I can't see it for some reason. And I'll have to respond later when I get after my show, okay? Okay, now we're going to do, wait a minute. Okay, 2/3, so it's like 9 ounces. Wait, 2/3, okay, 5, oops. All right, wait a minute. I know, I have to measure this pretty accurately. Not really. I probably don't really have to. All right, so then we're going to do a little bit more here. Okay, now, probably not that critical, but usually I'm pretty exacting on you really should be. When you're baking, I know a lot of people cook or not. They don't even follow a recipe. I always do. But like, it's good to be exacting with baking, which actually right now I'm not. Well, I think for the topping, it's okay. It's not critical. Okay. So we're going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon. Wait a second. Hold on. All right. A teaspoon. That's a teaspoon of cinnamon. Right. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I've had the butter in already. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's it. We're done. So this is my topping. It's mostly brown sugar, a little bit of butter, and cinnamon. And, oh, wait a second. I forgot flour. Okay, so we're going to do 4 tablespoons of flour. So you always have to double check because I almost forgot. Okay, so 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. When I do my baking shows, it's a little tricky. I have to do a lot of stuff ahead of time. And I actually, okay, so here we go. So it's flour, mostly brown sugar, a little butter, melted butter, and cinnamon. Okay, so that's the topping. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to put it in the oven in a minute. And then, as I said, halfway through, you don't have to. They don't suggest it, but actually it's a good tip because then it doesn't fall. If you put it if you put it on right away, it kind of falls into the cake. And if you do it halfway through, it doesn't. It actually turns out it lays on top. Okay, so that's that. And you got to stir it really good because you want to get the flour into the brown sugar. Okay, so that's that. Okay, well, you're not going to see, I can show you all later how it looks, but it's going to take 25 minutes. So my show will be over by then. Okay, now the next thing is, tomorrow, I just want to let you all know, tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern time, I'm going to be interviewed by Richard Skipper with 2 other guests. And it's about creativity and COVID. So I hope some of you can watch. And I don't know, maybe I won't wear my glasses. He said that when you have your lights, your ring lights, it shows in your glasses. So maybe I'll wear my contacts tomorrow. We'll see. May not wear my glasses. We'll see. Okay, now. And then Sunday, I'm doing a special Thanksgiving show live. And everything is on replay too. So I'm going to be doing that in the afternoon. I'm still trying to figure out I'm going to have special guests on, and I'm going to be talking about the history of Thanksgiving, and we're going to be talking about what we're all doing for Thanksgiving and COVID, and what we're grateful for. And if you all want to let me know, I guess whoever's watching, you can also think about what you want to say, what you're the most grateful for. I know you're grateful for a lot of things, but whatever you want to let me know. So it's going to be in the afternoon. I'm figuring out because everyone has a different schedule. It's probably going to be between 2 and 2:30, I'm thinking, Eastern time. I'm not sure, but I'll be posting. I think I wrote 3, but somebody couldn't do it. So I'm seeing how I can get everybody on board who I wanted to invite. So, okay. So I'll be putting that in a few minutes. Anyway, I still have to stir it a little bit more. So I found this book this week. How to Love, Thich Nhat Hanh. And there's a couple little things here about joy. Nourished by joy. Learn to nourish yourself and the other person with joy. This is book, I didn't know it was. It's about romantic relationships, but I thought it was just divine love, really. Like it could be just love. Loving your animals, loving anyone. I mean, but it is more romantically focused, but it's still good about here when it talks about joy. It's all good. It's just that. Okay, so learn to nourish yourself and the other person with joy. Are you able to make the other person smile? Are you able to increase her confidence or his and enthusiasm? If you're not able to do these small things for him or her or they, how can you say you love him, her, or they? I'm adding him, her, they. He just said her. Sometimes a kind word is enough to help someone blossom like a flower. I like that. Isn't that great? Joy is healing. If a relationship can't provide joy, then it's not true love. If you keep making the other person cry all day, that's not true love. Offer only the things that can make the other person happy. You should know the real needs of that person. Practice and learn how to generate a feeling of joy, a feeling of happiness with your in breath, your out breath, and your steps. If you have enough understanding and love in every moment, whether it's spent making breakfast, driving the car, watering the garden, or doing anything else in your day, can be a moment of joy. Isn't that nice? Okay, then now we've got here, Age Doesn't Matter Unless You're a Cheese by Catherine and Ross Petras. They gathered wisdom from our elders 60 and over, even though we're all ageless wonders, but okay, this is a really good book. And if you've never seen my show, I read from it a lot. And it's based on my other Ageless Wonders show that I was touring with in Manhattan on Theater Row, which won 2 awards, and in Los Angeles and up here in the Hudson Valley last few years. Okay, so playwright August Strindberg said, growing old, it's not nice, but it's interesting. Well, how about we're just growing instead of growing old? Can we like shift our thought into we're just growing? And then comedian Bob Hope said, when we recall the past, we usually find that it is the simplest things, not the great occasions, that in retrospect give off the greatest glory of happiness. Okay, so now let's see here. Oh, someone else wants to say hello. Oh, Miss Mini Mindy wants to say hello to you. This is me, Mini Mindy, with her smile bag. Her mom, and she voted. See, she's got her voting sticker. I've never heard of a doll voting, have you? But she says she's got her sticker there. And this is based on a picture of me right here. It's actually me. There it is. You can see it's based on my outfit. You send my doll maker, you send her, I didn't make it. Somebody made it for me. And the reason why I did this is because years ago when I was doing costumes for a movie, if you've never heard my show before, I never know who's watching. The special effects guy, which actually I have to find his name. I can't remember his name. I have to look it up. He said there need to be Mindy dolls. And I like, oh, okay. So I never forgot it. So then when I saw my friends, Jonathan Crook and Andrea Sadler at their house, they had these dolls of themselves in costume. They're performers and actors. And that's how this all unfolded. So anyway, The Healing Power of Music. There's a chapter in Choose Peace and Happiness, a 52-week guide by Susan Reed. Well, it's updated now. The Wholehearted Life, Big Changes and Greater Happiness, week by week. Listen to music. Music is well said to be the speech of angels. In fact, nothing among the utterances allowed to man is felt to be so divine. It brings us near to the infinite. Thomas Carlyle. And Red Auerbach said, music washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. And then she says here, rather than mindlessly turning on the TV when you're home or automatically pressing the play button, this is how old this is written, on your tape deck or CD player when you're in your car. Well, unless you have an old car. Make deliberate choices about the music you listen to today. When you wake up and start your day, do you want to listen to something that makes your body dance to the new day? Or do you want an instrumental to slowly and lightly ease you into the day? Maybe you would simply rather hear the natural music of your surroundings, birds chirping, traffic out your window, the flush air toilet, the flow of water through your faucet, the squeak of your closet door. Notice the instruments and the sounds of your daily life as though you're listening to an expertly composed and arranged musical masterpiece. And then let's see, invite friends to bring instruments over and make music. Well, not in a pandemic, but when it's over. Use spoons, pots, and pans and bottles filled with water. Play and experiment with sound. Write your reflections about what you've discovered about music this week. Sing along with the music that's playing. I've been doing that since my whole life. But anyway, so your voice is an instrument, so use it. Sing in the shower, hum while in line at the supermarket. Notice if there's a song in your mind and sing it. What are the words saying to you? Are they a gateway to peace and happiness? Or are they telling a tale of doom and gloom? And, okay. So I've been into music my whole life. Since I was a kid, I like memorized every song on the radio. And I was singing all the time. And I thought, well, maybe one day I would get into the music world. And, one day, because I was always so into music. And then she says, and this is like different days, like day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm just kind of skimming over. And how does music contribute to your peace and happiness? And what is some of your favorite music? So that's it for the day on that. And then I think I'm going to put the pan in the oven in a minute. And in the meantime, I will be back on Sunday for the Thanksgiving show. And I may be back before, you never know, but I'm definitely coming back on Sunday for my show. And I usually do Friday dance party. So we'll see. I'm not sure yet. I'm like I need to get a more set schedule then, but my schedule has been all over the place recently. So I need to get back to a regular schedule, which I will soon. So anyway, I love you all very much. Thanks for watching. And I hope you all can be the light, shine brightly today, no matter what, even if you're having a lot of challenges, which we all are in different ways. But I'm not saying we can always be joyful every second, but we can focus on the good and be grateful. And Thanksgiving's coming up, and just be grateful for what is good in your life. And I will see you soon. And I love you all very much, and be well. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.